Hello and welcome to another bikepacking gear review video. In this video we're going to be looking at the Alpkit Soloist, specifically the XL version, and could this be the best value bikepacking tent on the market today? About a year ago now I did a review video of the brand new then Alpkit Ultra 1, which was Alpkit's ultralight bikepacking / backpacking specific tent, and apart from a couple of things I really liked it. But for £300 it's not cheap. This is the baby brother, this is the Soloist from Alpkit's range, which has been around for ages, and it's about half the price of the Ultra. So it got me thinking, is this a really good value tent, or is it worth paying the extra to go for something like the Ultra or some of the other tents I've reviewed in the past? When I released that video there was loads of comments talking about the Soloist being a fantastic tent, and there were a couple of other mixed reviews in there as well. So I wanted to see for myself. I paid for this with my own money. I went for the XL version, which is the slightly bigger version, as you can imagine. It is slightly heavier and slightly more expensive as well, and I got it in this cool new blue colour, which hasn't been around for very long. So let's look at some of the specs of this tent. As I mentioned, this is the XL version, and I would recommend you go for this if you're around 6 foot or over. The standard Soloist, although it is smaller and lighter, packs down a little bit smaller as well, it's just not very spacious at all. So if you are on the taller side, definitely go for the XL version. It's about 2 meters long, internal sleeping space, and about 1 meter wide, so it's fairly roomy compared to its baby brother. Also has a couple of guy lines here as well for extra stability. And it dawned on me when I bought this that all of my tents are a different shade of green. So I thought I'll do something different and I'll go for a blue colour, and I quite like it. So let's look at some of the pros of this tent. The first is the weight. It's only 1.3 kilos, and that's for the XL version, inclusive of the poles and the pegs. Everything you see here is 1.3 kilos, which is respectable. You can definitely get sub-kilo tents like the Ultra and the Nemo Hornet, for example, one of my other tents. But the case with those is they are so much more expensive. And is it worth the extra money for a few 100 grams difference? I would probably argue that it isn't. So 1.3 kilos, pretty decent weight. It also packs down surprisingly small actually. At first I put this down as a bit of a con because you can definitely get tents that pack down smaller, but actually when reviewing it next to my Nemo Dragonfly, which is a very small packable tent, although I haven't packed it super well in that clip, it isn't that much bigger, surprisingly. It is still a little bit chunky, and you might find it a little bit of an issue getting it in some panniers or some forms of roll-up bags, but it's honestly not that bad, even the XL version. Another big pro for this tent is the quality. You can definitely get cheaper tents than this, but whether or not they're going to be decent quality is probably questionable. This is a very good quality tent. It also comes with a 3-year warranty, so if there's any issues with waterproofing, or if the poles snap, for example, and none of that was your fault, you can write to Alpkit and they'll be able to send you a replacement, which is really cool. So it's a very good quality tent, especially for the price. And speaking of the price, it is really good value. This is the XL version, as I mentioned, which is slightly more expensive, given you get more material, more poles, probably costs that little bit more to make. And that is £170 right now, and that's at full price. Alpkit do tend to do the odd sale throughout the year, so you can definitely get it cheaper than that. So it's about £20 more than the standard Soloist, which is at the moment about £150. And when you compare that to the likes of the Alpkit Ultra, which is nearly £300, or my favourite tent of all time, the Nemo Dragonfly Bike Pack, which is about £400 to £500 now, it's really significantly cheaper. And is it that much worse? It honestly isn't, especially for the price saving. If you're on a budget, this is a tent that you should definitely be thinking about. It's also reasonably spacious. You do get a fair bit of internal space here. You can definitely stretch your legs out. It's wide enough at the bottom for you to do that. You're not sort of cocooned like you would be in a bivvy bag. It's also got a little light clip up there and just enough headroom if you want to sit up. Bear in mind, I'm just over 6 foot, so I am on the taller side, but even so, just a little bit of headroom, not ideal. So that all sounds great, but let's move on to the cons. I want to go back to packability that I talked about near the beginning. Although this does pack down fairly small, you can definitely get tents that pack down smaller, which means you are fairly limited as to where you can put this tent. It will have to go in a front roll-up bag or a big saddle bag. You're not going to be able to fit it in most panniers or frame bags or anything like that, whereas some smaller tents on the market you can fit into pretty much any bag. Now for the price you're not going to get everything, but that's just something that you need to be aware of. Another con is the porch area. You don't get much external storage, which isn't ideal for a one-person tent. The problem with that, of course, is if you're going bikepacking and it's raining, you want to be able to bring your bags off the bike somewhere where they're not going to get soaked overnight, ideally, but you don't also want to bring them into the tent with you. And the porch here is okay, it's serviceable, but it's not huge, which kind of lets it down a little bit. Another thing we need to talk about is the headroom that we were just looking at a second ago. When you're in the tent, it's fine when you're laying down, but to be sat up for long periods of time, it's not going to be enjoyable at all. This is, however, way better than the Ultra, which was my biggest gripe with that tent, is that I could hardly sit up. It was literally, my head was touching the ceiling at all times if I tried to sit up, which isn't very good. It's a bare minimum, really. You need to be able to sit up, because otherwise you're going to get caught out. If it's chucking it down with rain and you want to eat something in your tent, for example, you'll have to lay down, which isn't ideal. You can just fit up here, but I definitely think they could have made some improvements there, given that it's the XL version, just to lift that headroom up another few inches. Another thing worth mentioning is the pocket space. This is the only pocket in the whole tent, which is fine for your phone or your wallet or something like that, but it can't really hold much more than that. So not great from a pockets perspective. And the worst con is the door. Because of the way this is designed, you have to go through the front, which is basically like a tunnel. There's no side doors, there's no door at the back, which means you kind of have to go head first, like you're diving into the tent, which is okay, you can definitely live with it. But the problem I've found is if you're going out when it's really rainy, a lot of water gathers up on the top here, and as soon as you lift that and go in, you get a shower just before you go in, which really isn't ideal. And it's also a little bit more challenging to get out of. When you're laying down, your head's going to be at the back there, more than likely. If you want to get out, other than shuffling and going feet first, you have to do a full 180 if you want to go head first. And because it's a small tent, that's not easy to do. Now, these are very minor gripes, I'll grant you. For the price, I still think this is an absolutely fantastic value tent. But it's always worth mentioning these cons, just in case it's something you haven't thought about. So should you buy this tent? I genuinely think this is one of the best value tents on the market at the moment, when you factor in everything. And I mean quality, functionality, the fact it has a warranty with it as well. It is really good value, and I think it will last a very long time. It is really difficult to justify spending any more to get a more expensive tent that is going to be marginally better. It just doesn't make financial sense to do it if you are on a budget. This is an absolutely brilliant tent for the money. Let me know your thoughts on this tent, but also let me know which tent do you think is the best value for money right now. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.